Oh, traders. You know what? We know what? We are getting ready for one of the greatest moves we have seen. And I'm talking about the last call before explosion starts across all these markets, right? We're talking about metals. We're talking about the stock indices. And that's right, my beloved TMF as well too. Interest rates are coming down, TMF explosion, stock market explosion. There's going to be so much money to be made, guys, over the next 3 to 6 months if you are positioned for yourself right now. So, traders, see that book on the screen there? If you need some help with the whole mindset side of stuff, this book here is on the back of my experience for the last 20 years, but also Jesse Livermore, W.D. Gann, Paul Tudor Jones, those sort of people. So if you really want some access to the X Factor, what I call it, then I'm giving away free access to that book. There's that link in the description there, guys. So let's actually start off this level here, okay? So the one thing that I love about doing when I do YouTube videos is I get to see the barometer of the comments, okay? Now, obviously... yes, right? I'm just laughing because, man, there are some brutal people out there, right? It's like, I do my YouTube videos and this is my opinion. And then people comment like, you are so wrong, John. I'm like, not really. Anyway, so let me actually do this here. So looking at the markets here, and the purpose of me saying what I just said there is that I get to see the barometer. And most of the time all the time, when I start to see the herd mentality, the comment section below, lit up with one-sided mentality, most of the comments, I know the opposite is going to come real soon. Because the herd mentality is always wrong in the markets, right? It is always wrong in the markets. And you see this time and time again. Just look at what the crypto market's doing right now, right? What happened with silver and gold in the meltup? There was so much bullishness and bam, out of nowhere, a really good pullback. A pullback, not a crash. Right? I'm actually expecting a lot more upside to come out of silver. Because we're looking at silver right now on the charts, we see this silver here. Guess what? This line through here, by the way, you know what this line is? On the SLV price, this is where it gets really cool. Oh my goodness, guys, there is going to be so much money to be made over the next 3 to 6 months. For me, I'm already positioned for it I'm already positioned in TMF. I have been now for the last month or so. And the thing about what I see is I see where things are likely to head. So for example, my TMF trade, I'll get back to silver in just a minute. All right. Back to my TMF. One thing you got to understand about my TMF trade is this, okay? This is not me timing the market. People are like, oh, TMF went down today, John. It went up today. Like, you really are a muppet. If you are saying that and you're thinking that, you're a muppet, right? And one of the reasons why you're not making good money, you're probably not making any money in the market, because you're so swayed by one day in the markets. It's up today. It's down today. It's up today. It's down today. Your emotions like yo-yo. Stop it, right? How you need to position yourself is this, okay? What's likely to come over the next 12 months? We're probably likely to see interest rates still come down. We're probably likely to see the interest rates overall come down, right? We're in this downward cycle, right? We went through the up cycle, went through the topping cycle, now we're in the cutting cycle. We know that. But how that happens, I don't know. One thing I'm really confident of is what? This. Let me show you this here. Class in session for you guys, okay? What you're seeing right now is the weekly chart on TMF. I don't know how it's going to happen. Is this going to... Oh, there we go. Cool. Right. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm really confident come this time next year, and I would expect to see the overall interest rates like the 10-year. This is the 10-year here, right? And if I bring this up to... This is the weekly chart for the 10-year here, right? And also the 30-year, I'm expecting this to be in a downward cycle. In fact, if I bring this up to this level here, and if I show you this interest rates here, now I'm trying to give you a perspective of how I'm thinking about certain trades, right? You've got to have a mind frame of certain trades. And with TMF, you guys are like, well, it's not going to happen to 6 months. You may be right, you may be wrong. I'm not going to try and trade this position here is not trying to guess when it's going to happen. Who knows what's going to happen? One thing I'm really confident of, it's likely to happen over the next 12 months. Meaning, what does that simply mean? That over the next 12 months, this is the weekly chart, over the next 12 months, I see a significant drop in the markets. How does that happen? Does it start now, slowly go down now? Or do we not? Do we go sideways for a bit? Do we have a big drop into the market? And you see what I'm saying here? Like, I don't know. But I'm actually confident over the next 12 months, we're going to see something like this here. We're going to see the market come down and drop to the downside. You get what I'm saying here, right? See, so many people here, they make that they're very short-term focused. So they're not focusing on trades like this here. And they're trying to be smart and clever. I don't know how this is going to happen. I'm really confident come 12 months from now, the interest rates are going to be much, much lower. And also, I'm really really confident that come next year, if this is like December 2026, you know what? I am so confident that TMF is going to be up here somewhere. At least this level here, right? This level here, which is the 80 level. You know this first level here? At least on a bare minimum there, right? By the way, that's 100% return if you just buy it, right? FYI for that. But I'm expecting something like, on a bare minimum, I'm actually expecting something like this here, maybe a rise to 120 as things start to come down, right? And yes, we may even head into a recession next year and so on and so forth. But I hope you get what I'm trying to say here when it comes to the TMF position, okay? You got to understand how trades are formed here. And if you're looking at TMF like, well, it's not going to happen to 6 months, you're trying to play the guessing game. You're not smart. I'm not that smart. I don't know how this is going to form. Right? I just know it's likely to form. So therefore, let me get involved. Let me be patient for the next 12 months and let the market do what it's going to do. And there's a massive probability come 12 months from now, I'm going to look back. I'm going to say, wow, look at that trade. Now I'm saying 12 months. Come June next year, if this thing has a big rise, I may exit the trade. You see what I'm saying here? You guys are trying to be smart, and this is one thing that's actually stopping you from actually doing really well as a trader from here. Makes sense? So this is what I'm looking at there when it comes to this overall TMF position and what I'm doing there and how that's formed. You got to understand that you got to understand the dynamics. And one of the things that's made me a lot of money is by doing this here. Like what I mean by that is this. If I bring on the GDXJ, right? This is the GDX. This here is the GDX. Let's actually do this here, right? Actually, let's go back to this. We'll go back to this chart here, right? This is the weekly chart here, right? Weekly chart. This is the weekly chart here on the GDXJ. Now, a bit of a class in session for you guys. See, there's two different types of trades you need to understand about how you're trading the markets. All right, and this is for all your trading. I put my trades into two different types of buckets. Bucket one is system trading. Okay, I'm getting in today. I'm probably going to hold it for a week or two, or maybe for a couple months. That's system trading. But then there's situational trading, where, for example, TMF or cycle trading. We're in cycles. This is a cycle trade, right? Where market cycles we're going through interest rates, boom. We're going through a massive top for the last couple of years, and now we're in a cutting cycle. We know that, right? So that's a cycle, but I don't know how the cycle is going to play. Are we going to go back up again? Like, I don't know. I'm just really confident 12 months from now, we're going to experience what I just said there. And then as that's me, all I need to know is if I'm in it and I hold it for 12 months, I'm likely to make a lot of money from the trade. That's it. How it happens, no idea. And the reason I'm bringing on the GDXJ is because of what? Check this out. This is where it gets so cool. All through here, I started to realize all through this level, all through here, right? So actually, I'll do a different color for you guys now. All right. So all through here, 2020, 2021, 2022, and even into 2023, I started buying the GDXJ, right? I started buying it. Why? Because think about this from a logic situational perspective, okay? Here's the thing. When I saw this coming, and this year through here, this time was 2014. This here was point through here was roughly 10 years. And when I started seeing this here, especially in 2023, all through here, that's 10 years. Now, here's the thing, right? This is mining sector. Mining boom, mining crash. Now, after the crash, what comes next? another mining boom, right? It's not like we're never going to go through another mining boom ever again. Makes sense, right? It's like, that's just common sense, isn't it, right? It's like, yeah, of course we're going to go through another mining boom. If you've been around for a while, that's what the cycles do, right? We go through these mining crashes and so on and so forth. Mining boom, mining crash, and so on and so forth, right? And if you see it back here, well, let's see, big move up, big move down, crash. Now, I didn't know when the start of the big move was going to happen, which has been happening for the last couple of years, right? And I've been writing it up. I didn't know when it was going to happen. All I needed to know is that if I park some money here in the next 1, 2, 3 years, whatever that happens, when it starts, I'm going to make a lot of money. I just don't know when that next boom is going to start. See what I'm saying here? So all I did is all through here, 2021, 2, and then through here, and then I stopped buying. I stopped buying through here. And then guess what? Here I am 2 years later, making a lot of money from this investment from here. You see what I'm saying here? So there's so much money to be made just by looking at these cycles and seeing where things are going. That's why when we see things like right now that's the cycle situation from there and stuff like that. This is where, like, if you look at things like cycle analysis can also come down to the fear and greed index, right? Or this is now short-term cycles, right? Point number 11 here, right? So the point number 11 is what? Now this is like the short-term cycles. When there's a lot of fear in the marketplace, that's a cycle where we're probably going to cycle back up, and there's going to be a lot of extreme greed, so on and so forth. And that's where you see, like right now, stock market big boom coming. Now, let me go back to SLV here for a minute, okay? So I hope you understand that there's two different types of trades that I do myself personally, okay? You guys obviously do what you guys do, but if you're just short-term focused, you're missing out on these really big moves, right? And there's these massive high probability situations that come around, like we see right now, and like the mining sector and so on and so forth, that if we see what's likely to come, we can position ourselves for it. And again, based on cycles, right? Based on cycles through there. So if we go have a look at the SLV price, right? This is the SLV price right now. And I bring on, this is the weekly chart. Look at this here. So the weekly chart here on the SLV is up through there. Resistance there. And all the resistance all through there. See that through there? So what's likely to come is, first we had a very big move up. Now we're hitting this resistance level. Now we're getting a bit of a pullback, which is what's happening here. Right here, right? So let's zoom right in. So this is now this is zoomed right in here. As you can see, we're squeezing up, holding through here, holding through here. So we could be getting ready for quite a big move. And once we do this here, the if scenarios, if we get something like this, guys, the if scenario, if we do get something like that, and that's only if. If we don't, then there's no trade for me and there's nothing for me. If we do get something like this, then I'm expecting a $75 move out of the SLV price, right? $75 move out of the SLV price, and therefore we're talking about. So right now, so 75 out of the actual silver price, should I say? So from there to there, a 75 is about a 50% move. I think we're about to go bonko. So SLV, if we did the same thing there, from there to there, oh, you can see I've already got the line level there, right? That's around $68, maybe even $70 on the SLV price. So you can see here, right, up squeeze, like breakout. There could be this here could be a real good trading opportunity coming real soon. So I'm waiting to see whether it does confirm for me. Because if it does, and once again, if we do hold level through here, then this could be, there could be something really big coming here from trading. So I'm watching this. And the reason why is because look at this here. Look at all this level all through here, really. Look at this here. Really, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4.5, maybe 5 if you're classing this here. So 4 to 5 years of sideways, not much going on. And now we've actually just started the breakout now, right? So now we're just starting the breakout after all this sideways phase through here. So we're releasing all this energy after what's that, 4 years, and now we're just starting to break out. We are mid-range now. on silver, and therefore there could be some really good opportunities. Imagine that there on, say, an option trade or something like that. Woohoo! But let's put the woohoo in context. Woohoo simply means if we do get my confirmation, then that's my trigger to go long. If I don't, right? If I don't get my trigger, then I don't go long. Some of you guys are like, oh, well, let's go long now before it breaks out. No, because it may not break out. It may just drop to the downside through here, and then you lose money because you didn't wait for confirmation. Wait for confirmation, right? And that, if you actually know what confirmation is, right? That's where you need to you need to have a good trading system and setup, right? I either set up or have my confirmation from there. But moving on now through to the S&P 500. This is the S&P 500 here, right? S&P 500, and this is the weekly chart here. Right, look at this here. So we have two different things through here on the S&P 500, and then we're about to see. So firstly, there's actually a big channel here, right? This level through here, if you just use the exact same angle through here, that's that level through there. But then we have just right now recently, you can see here that it's actually that's that resistance through there, resistance, and now it came down, found support. So there's actually, it's stuck between this nice support level here that was resistance through there. Support, all resistance, now support, and now we're through this level from here, right? And amongst with the whole fear and greed index where we are right now, we can actually see that if we hold here, right? If we hold here and we start to break up, then this is a mid range, and we're about to see some pretty crazy moves, guys. Okay, pretty crazy moves, and it's just now. But by the way, I only see this from around now. Now, meaning like I don't know if it's gonna be now, but I do say it's last call before explosion. Because I see probably maybe over the next week or two, maybe from now through to the early December, I believe we're likely to start. The starting for me would be a break above 7,000. Once we do get that, we're about to see some crazy moves. We're about to see some crazy moves. But the unfortunate thing is, this is what's going to happen, okay? If we do get the melt up and we have support here and we break up and we start to get something like that going on, okay? And this could be over here. This could be, say, May, call it May, June, right? Call this June. Then what's going to happen is then you're going to get a lot of people. A lot of people right now are saying what the top is in, the debt bubble, and blah 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 blah, right? All this sort of stuff. Blah 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 blah. Now I say blah 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 because guess what? Everything that they're saying, they've been saying the same thing for 10 years. The debt bubble's going to collapse. Okay, tell me something new. They've been saying that for 10 years. You may be right. Right? And then they think the market's going to go down and so on and so forth, right? So anyway, but if we do see that, then on the other side, what you don't see is a very violent drop on the downside. A very violent drop. Because now we're in bubble territory. And now it's no longer just a nice, stair stepping up phase. There's two different types of bull markets. There's a nice stair step up, and then typically we get something like that coming down. But if we get an up and then down and up, we get something like that, then we typically get something like that. As if this gets very vertical, which if it does do something like that, it is, then you end on the other side of what I just said there, comes a very violent and hard and fast drop, because it's a bubble, right? And it's on the charts. If something goes really vertical on the charts like that, now becomes very big bubbly territory. Why did 1987 why did 1987 do what 1987 did? Right? You know what I'm talking about, right? So let's actually go back to this level here. So this is the weekly chart, and let me take you back to, would it allow me to do that? Will it allow me to do that? You know what? Let's do this here. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can. I'm pretty sure I can, yeah. Right, where was... Am I missing something here? 1988, 87. What am I missing here? Let's go to the S&P 500. Weekly chart. This will make it much better. Yeah, okay, cool. That's much better. There we go. That's much better. Okay, so this here is what? This here is the weekly chart of 1987. Now, why did 1987 do this here? Right? This 1987 big crash, big flush crashes don't just come out of nowhere. The precursor to these really big flush crashes is something is very bubbly, something is very, very high, right? A big crash doesn't come out of nowhere. A crash means something was too high. You personally, if you're a trainer and you go to the gym, right? So like for me, I've been running a lot. I've been like in the last 2 days, I've done over 20 kilometers of running. High rocks type of training because I'm doing a high rocks competition in actually a couple of weeks from now, right? So I've been training a lot. Now, how do I don't crash from not training. I crash from too much training. That means I've gone too far and then boom, my body says, hey, stop. At least 24 hours, right? But do you know what I'm trying to say? So you you personally crash, not because you've done that, but if you're training, say you go to the gym and you work hard, right? You work hard, you train hard, and you keep pushing it and you're pushing it, and you feel a bit tired, but if I keep pushing it and keep pushing it and pushing it and push it and you push it and you push it, and then something, what ends up happening? You get to a point, if you just keep pushing it, caffeine, pre-workouts, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff, and eventually your body's got to say enough, and then you end up like doing your back in, or you get an injury, or you get sick, and then you're like, then you have to stop for 2 or 3 days, right? And then you're like, then your body's recovered, and then you can go back up again. Makes sense? So a big crash definitely comes in. So that's what I'm saying through here. The reason why we got this 1987 came from what? See how vertical that move was through here? Up, and then bam, we end up getting a real big crash down. A big flush down, right? So this vertical move here, and as you can see, a big vertical move. So I'm expecting something like that on the S&P 500. This is the S&P 500 here. If we do start to see, which I've got an 8,500 target now, on this level from here, if we do start to see this thing go from here and we go up, you know what's going to happen, right? We're probably going to have a real hard and fast smackdown, and within a couple of months, we're probably going to see a real hard, we're talking 20, 30%, maybe more in just a few months. And it's going to rip people's face off. And this is where like a lot of people, they're going to be completely on the side. They're going to be on the wrong side all the time. Right now, there's a lot of my comment section is on the, not all of you guys, but a lot of you guys are calling top right now. And you think the market's going to be going down. Then what's going to happen? You got the people who are saying the market's going to go down in 3 and 6 months time frame as this market experiencing this. Then you're going to change your tune to say, of course the market's not going to go down. It's going to go up. Of course we're going to go up. They're printing money there, and insert now your reasons why the market's going to go up. You're going to flip from bearish to bullish up here. And as you flip the bullish up here, then we're now getting towards the late cycle, because then the late cycle, when that happens, then now we're getting towards the very end, and then you start to become bullish. And by the time you become bullish, you might be okay for a month or two, but then eventually on the other side, I see something really big coming like that through there. So does that make sense? So that's what I'm seeing through there. And also, a bit of an update across the actual cryptocurrencies. And I see a nice big bounce coming real soon. I've talked about this in the last video here, but the crypto winter, I believe, is coming towards an end here. Now, it's, as you can see, look at this level here. Big level. Right there. Support. Now look at this here. We found support level 3. So I'm actually expecting, it came down through, I'm actually expecting now the good old Bitcoin to get a bounce. We may have, it might not hold here, meaning we may get like a bit of a bounce and then a flush down, and then we go through there, and then we start to like go through there. But it looks like to me, crypto right now, Bitcoin, is definitely at this level from here. And I believe that, just like with everything, I think everything is going to go through a really big move to the upside. Interest rates are coming down and all through there. So bit of a recap here, guys. Firstly, I've been talking at TMF now for the last couple of months. I need you to understand about how I'm trading TMF. If you're trying to short-term trade TMF, that's not what it's about. Oh, it went up today. It went down this week. It went up this week. Stop. You are completely you are disillusioned about the approach that you need to be taking to make a lot of money out of TMF. I know I'm going to make a lot of money out of TMF. I just don't know how it's going to happen. I just know within the next 12 months, I'm going to experience that. Is it going to start this week? I don't know. You don't know. So I'm not trying to guess the time. I'm not going to try and time the next big move. I'm not going to try and time. You may, the interest rates are not going to come down until 6 months. You may be right. You may be wrong. What I'm sort of trading on and having a bet on is over the next 12 months, interest rates will continue to come down and TMF and the bond market will get a rally. If that's all I'm betting on, I don't know how it's going to happen. All I do know it's likely to happen. And when it does happen, it could be 3 months, could be 6 months, whenever it does, I am going to make a lot of money. Now, with the melt up situation, right? Silver, gold, the silver price once again, right? Silver right now is in the middle of just an incredible phase through here, as we talked about before, right? Look at this through here. So right now, we went through an incredible few years and now we're just gone through here. We're going through a bit of a pause through here, but then we could actually see this thing rise back up to the 75 level and maybe even a bit higher from there. There's a lot of amazing opportunities from trading perspective. For you guys that investors, real good opportunities. I think there's a lot of opportunities right now that are coming from here. From there and from all that sort of stuff as well too. And also moving now to things like also the stock market, guys. Stock market over the next 12 months, the stock market is going to be one of the most crazy violent things you've ever seen in a long time. And a lot of people are not seeing what's likely to happen. But just mark my words, guys, is that as this thing starts to really get bubbly, right? A lot of people feel for right now. Fear and greed index is fear. Most of my YouTube comments, most of them are fearful about the market topping out right now, which makes no sense because we're in a very strong upward trend. And now they're trying to, just from a chart perspective, the trend is your friend until the end, go with the markets, right? But looking at that level from there, and looking at the whole thing around the actual stock market, what are we seeing? We're seeing the market going through a bit of a correction now, and now we're likely to see the melt-up phase. Once the melt-up phase kicks in, what people don't realize is that once again, as this melt-up phase kicks in, then we're going to see what? The fear and greed index go back to the greed market. It's just cycle analysis. We go from extreme greed to extreme fear to extreme greed to, it's back and forth. We're going to get that. As this market rises over the next 3 to 6 months, as we go through this melt-up phase, we're going to get a lot of people come back on the bandwagon. Then most of my YouTube comments are going to start to say once again, they're going to be now, of course the market's going to go up to the moon. And then that's what the comments are going to be. And when I start to see that, then when I know we're getting towards the end, I don't know exactly when, but within a few months of starting to see that, we're probably likely to see a real big hard fast and drop. People are going to miss out on the melt up because they're anticipating a drop right now. Then when it's too late, then they're going to start to get in because they're FOMO. And by the time they get in, they may be right for a month or two. But then the market's going to rip their face off with a real big crash on the other side. So traders, before you leave today, I want to give you an invite to apply for my John's Inner Circle coaching program. This is my top level coaching program, and this is for only serious people only. This group right now currently is only around 15 people, so it's only a real small group because I'm with you every single week in that small group. This whole group here, this John's Inner Circle, is about giving you exactly what you need to know on how to identify a really good high quality setup, trade management techniques, how I scan the markets, and so much more. Plus also every single week I'm doing live coaching sessions that help you with every single area that goes into becoming a good trader and so much more. So this is only for serious people only. This is my top level coaching program. It's only a real small group. But if you're at the point right now where you are absolutely serious about becoming disciplined and you really want to make commitment to becoming a good trader, then my inner circle may be a good fit for you. If you go to getjohnshelp.com, that's an application form. Go fill that out right now, and you and I will have a good chat on the phone, and I'll see where you're at, and you'll be able to see more about the actual coaching program. And if we're a good fit, then maybe we can move together from there. But if you're real serious about this and you really want to take this to a whole brand new level, and you want to be more than 95% of traders lose money in the markets, and if you finally want to start to crack into the top 5%, and even the top 1%, then this may be a good fit for you. So go to getjohnshelp.com right now. Apply for that. It's only for the first 10 people only. And I look forward to speaking to you on the phone real soon.